Underwriting for the Money Doctor Show is provided by Regari Real Estate, Federal Street, Greenfield, a third-generation real estate agency serving the Pioneer Valley. Ryan and Casey Liquors, Main Street, Greenfield, exploring the world one glass at a time. West County Equipment Rental of Shelburne, daily, weekly, monthly rentals, 625-6463, or on the web at westcountyequipment.com. The Franklin County Community Development Corporation, growing sustainable businesses and communities since 1979. www.fccdc.org. Weld Communications, Marketing and Publicity, helping businesses spread the word in the Pioneer Valley and beyond. www.weldwords.com.
There's a better life if I could be debt free, but all my money is a mystery. I was feeling overwhelmed and it was wearing thin when I knocked on the door and heard the doctor's in. Oh, the doctor's in, the doctor's in. She got the right prescription to help you win. Oh, the doctor's in, the money doctor's in.
Hello and welcome to the Money Doctor Show. I'm Dr. Frances Rayam, president of Power Down Debt. My guest today is Marcia Hawkins from Video Broadcast Services. And if you've ever thought that you might like to get the edge on internet marketing, you might be in the right place at the right time today. So thanks for joining us, Marcia. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
You're welcome. So Video Broadcast Services. Tell me what that really means.
Well, basically what we do is we provide video marketing for small to mid-sized businesses. We're very passionate about giving, 2/3 of the workforce is small business, and we're really looking to give them the voice within the major search engines, which they, certainly don't have at this point.
Right.
Google, Yahoo, and Bing being massive as they are, small business owners really do not have the right vehicle to get their business found within the search engines, and that's where we come in. We create a very dynamic, very strategic, very targeted video marketing campaign about their business, which is directed at their intended audience, which is people who are online at that particular time searching for their goods and services.
Well, it's always interesting to me that the internet is so enormous, but it really does level the playing field. Off camera, I was telling you the story about having this financial advisory letter about 1 million years ago, when the internet was relatively new, and so was I. And somehow my little nothing newsletter was voted one of the top advisory newsletters, along with American Express and Merrill Lynch, and that would not have that never would have happened if it weren't for my being able to manipulate the search engines back then.
Right.
And that was very simple to do then. People were smart, search engine robots were stupid.
Yep.
I could use keywords and meta tags. It was pretty simple to learn. And another gentleman and myself would have this battle every day. My site would be #1 in the search engines. The next day he would have done his work. His site would be there. You can't do that anymore. The search engine robots are sophisticated. Google, I'm sure, had something to do with that. Getting found on the internet these days is not only more important than it ever was, and gives you credibility. If you look somebody up and they're all over the internet, you call them. They have a credible presence there. But it's also more difficult to do than ever.
Very difficult. In fact, that's part of the process that we go through with our clients. We want to make sure that we are, able to compile a video marketing campaign that's going to be strategic for them. Unfortunately, there's so many different nuances about the internet. In addition to having those keywords and phrases and whatnot, you really have to be feeding fresh and relevant content to the search engines on a almost a daily basis. And unfortunately, we talked off camera a little bit about how people will build a website, throw it up, and they just never, tend to it again.
Check, that's done.
Exactly,
Website's up.
exactly.
Right.
And I'm kind of, really trying to be, very vocal about the fact that you really have to, housekeep your website, so to speak. If you were to open a brick and mortar business and do displays for your windows, you would not put those displays up there and walk away and never touch them within, for a year. You have to constantly housekeep your website. It's as important as tending to the maintenance of your brick and mortar business. And unfortunately, people don't realize that. And that's where I think 2/3, of those small business owners are really dropping the ball. And in their defense, what we're finding is it's mostly because they have to wear so many hats within their business.
Sure.
Not only are they taking care of the inventory, the clients, the servicing, customer service, they're also handling their marketing as well. And so this is where we come in. We kind of take that monkey off their back for them and really provide them with a multifaceted video marketing campaign.
Well, that monkey can feel a lot like a gorilla sometimes,
yeah.
right? I'm in a small business. I've been a small business person most of my adult life. And I can tell you that, yes, when somebody says to me, but you have to keep your website looking fresh, I think, right. Sure, I'll get that done right after I do the books and I see the clients, and there's barely any time to do that. And the quick answer is I'll pay someone else to do that. The problem is it can get very expensive, and how do you trust someone with your content when it's really your baby? You don't want to pay somebody who just farms the business out to India and gives you this little cookie cutter, okay, it's a financial business, so the website should look like this. You just don't want to do that. If it's really something that you're passionate about, and in my experience, small business people are passionate about their businesses. That's how they got to be where they are.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about how if I called you and said, I want to know more about this video thing, how do you make a video, what's within the video, who designs that, all of that.
Right. Well, the good news is we take care of everything from start to finish because they don't have time to do the marketing. We do a very in-depth analysis of not only what the needs of the business are, but what their target audience is, and specifically where they want to increase their business. Because a lot of times they might have new product lines, they may have a new, for example, we have car dealerships that take advantage of our services. For them, they're constantly wanting to upload new inventory of the new cars that they have, which is great because as I talked about off camera, once we create these videos, they're permanently adhered, lick them and stick them right into the search engines.
Right.
So what that does is that acts as a lead generator for many, many, many months to come,
right.
Which is why video marketing has such a long shelf life as opposed to print and radio and TV, where it's a light switch effect. Once you put it on and you've aired that TV ad or radio ad or print ad, it's gone, and that's that. With our videos, they're permanently adhered into the search engine, so it's much more dynamic. It's long-lasting. It will generate leads for many, many, many months to come.
Right. Yeah, I look at internet marketing like it's a seed. You plant the seed and it is going to grow, and that's so overused, but if you think about it, I never
Very
get that
applicable.
out of radio or out of newspaper, out of any other medium,
Right.
which is there and then gone. I have to continuously do that. I have to saturate the market over and over and over again if I'm going to get results from that ad. But with the internet, that website that I had, a bazillion years ago, I still own that domain name. It doesn't have a website up. I just use it to push traffic to the website that we have now.
Correct.
Because the search engine robots liked it so well 20 years ago that they're still driving traffic to it, that it builds a momentum. If you go in and type in that domain name today, you'll still get old stuff that comes up, old listings that
Right.
even though I took the site down and tried to get everything, those robots hang on to that data. So if you do it well, it can really serve you. If you do it poorly,
It can
it's
be
gonna
your worst nightmare.
forever, right?
Right.
So this is important stuff. And what I see when people do internet marketing is they don't know what to do. And they throw money at the guy who's, so-and-so's got a son, he builds websites. And they throw money there, and they don't know whether it's good or bad. It's what we don't know that harms us.
Right.
So when you were talking about you do this in-depth analysis of a business and what their niche market is, I was hearing clients in my head say to me, I do a lot of small business coaching along with the financial services stuff. And I was hearing clients say to me, when I ask them, so what's your business plan? Where's your target market? And they say, I don't know. They don't know. So sometimes it's very powerful for them to speak to somebody like you who might have, for instance, the bankruptcy lawyer out in Denver that kept coming up when I was searching for him has one of your videos.
One of my clients, yes.
Yeah, so I was searching for things that I thought were really competitive industries like bankruptcy attorneys. And up pops this guy in Denver and he turns out to be one of your clients. That's pretty interesting and very impressive. It might be helpful if another attorney who maybe didn't know what his niche was spoke to you and you said, well, I've dealt with other attorneys, this is what has worked for them. It's worthwhile just to get that experience, I think.
Oh, absolutely. And a couple of points I want to back up on. You were talking about the websites and people not really knowing what they're doing with their websites and whatnot. I did a whole radio show about that very topic, because a lot of times in the analysis stage, when we're interviewing a client, they're almost embarrassed to admit that they don't know where their website is being hosted. They don't know how to get into the back end of the website.
They don't know what FTP is.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's actually the first thing we fix.
Yeah.
If they don't have a current and relevant website, we will give them one free and build it for them to make sure that it has all the bells and whistles and something that they can go in and update, and then we feed all the videos that we create for them right directly to their page. That bankruptcy attorney in Denver that you were referencing, we actually did that for him as well. We create custom channels on YouTube for our clients. It sounds like we just do this one little video marketing program, but it's so much more than that. It's massive. We place these videos on over 1,000 different websites. We also take these videos and we make sure that they're directed at their intended audience. So it's kind of fun, because sometimes we kind of wake up that business owner and get them to think about their business, and we really not only create a video marketing campaign for them, but we kind of take that marketing monkey off their back for them, which, like you said, is actually a gorilla.
A gorilla, yeah.
And we also give them the power back that they do have access to their website. We make them buy their own domain if they don't currently have one. We make them, buy their host. We make them do it.
Make them do
well,
it.
I don't want to anchor them into something that they have no control over. I want them to really understand and really see that I'm working for them.
Right.
I work for them. We don't watermark our videos. We don't put our logos all over them. We want to be able to give them the tools to then use those videos to take them and use them on their social media pages. And if they don't have time to do it, we'll do it.
Right.
But it's a way of making sure that everything about their business is fresh, current, and relevant to their intended audience. That's really our goal.
Wow. You mentioned the radio show, and we should say that you have an internet, of course it's an internet radio blog show called Preparing Business for Business. How long have you been doing that?
About 1.5 years.
Yeah? How does that work? What do you, an internet radio blog show? Tell us how that works.
Well, I was actually approached by one of the hosts on the Preparedness Radio Network. What they do is they specifically target preparedness products in the case of a man-made or natural disaster. And I was on the show, and the producer just liked me, I guess, and just offered me my own show. So myself and my vice president, Kyle Klaus, we've been doing it, like I said, for about 1.5 years now. And what we try to do is really identify issues that small to mid-sized business owners, kind of wrestle with every day, and we try to, really hone in on those particular subjects. And then we'll invite guests on from time to time, which I'll have to call you to come on the show. And what we end up doing is we really try to get people thinking about, ways that they can grow their business, maybe navigate through some troubling times, or if they're thinking about starting a business, we want to be that, that vehicle to kind of help them. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that's fun stuff. Really fun stuff.
I love it. I really do. This week alone, we tackled a subject about, what not to do in your business. A lot of times people get very competitive online, and I was having dinner with a restaurant owner the other day, and he was saying, oh, negative reviews, those are my competitors, and the good reviews, well, those are mine, and he was kind of laughing about it, but the reality of it is that's the truth. And so what we really want to do is try to get business owners to think about focusing specifically on their businesses, and I tell them to put blinders on when it comes to their competition. Keep your eye on the end result.
Well, I have to say, all of this sounds wonderful, but it sounds really expensive. And I know that it's not, so we have to take a break. But when we come back, I want to talk about the nuts and bolts.
Sure.
What actually happens when you do this, and some of the other details.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. When we're back.
Underwriting for the Money Doctor Show is provided by Regari Real Estate, Federal Street, Greenfield, a third-generation real estate agency serving the Pioneer Valley. Ryan and Casey Liquors, Main Street, Greenfield. Exploring the world, one glass at a time. West County Equipment Rental of Shelburne. Daily, weekly, monthly rentals. 625-6463 or on the web at westcountyequipment.com. The Franklin County Community Development Corporation. Growing sustainable businesses and communities since 1979. www.fccdc.org. Weld Communications, Marketing and Publicity. Helping businesses spread the word in the Pioneer Valley and beyond. www.weldwords.com.
Hello and welcome back to the Money Doctor Show. I'm Dr. Frances Rayam, and I'm here with my guest Marcia Hawkins from Video Broadcast Services. All right, Marcia, we left them hanging. How much is
Money.
this going to cost us? Exactly.
Well, it really depends on the intensity of the campaign. Typically, if you're in a very competitive market, such as a personal injury attorney, you know, you're really going to have to come out swinging in terms of what we put out there.
Can you say that about a personal injury attorney?
Yeah, exactly,
They came out swinging?
exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, you really want the intensity of the campaign. So for something like that, we'd recommend one video per week, you know, spun out over a year. That creates a massive, massive online presence for that attorney.
Now, not to interrupt you,
Sure.
does that mean you create one new video every week? Or
Yeah,
you,
we probably.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's all. Yeah,
Wow.
it's pretty labor intensive with what we do, because we take care of everything for the business owner, from script writing to the voiceovers to the music, grabbing the imagery, doing the research on the keywords, and you know, basically what they do is they say, okay, this is the area that I wish to hone in on. This is what I want to focus on. You know, if it's a cosmetic dentist, maybe they're trying to promote teeth whitening. If it's a personal injury attorney, they're really trying to go after dog bites or something like that. Right. That's what we target. You know, it is labor intensive with what we do. So for something like that, they're looking at about you know, $1,400 a month. We usually offer a discount if they sign within 7 days, which brings it down pretty substantially. We're really looking for longevity with our clients. We would actually turn away clients if we didn't think the synergy was there, because we want to make sure that they really understand the level of what we're providing for them.
Right.
And sometimes business owners don't get that. I think, you know, what we were talking about in the first part of the program, that a lot of times business owners really stick with what they know. They're a little, you know, hesitant on trying new things.
Yeah, you survive in business on that positive reinforcement. I did this out, it got results, I keep doing that.
Right.
But you do have to keep stretching and spreading your wings if you're going to grow.
Right, and where I think I've had my most success is the ability to recognize when something's not working and change it. I'm not anchored into things that are not non-productive, and I think a lot of people are, you know, kind of pick your pain, so to speak. Right. And a lot of people really get entrenched in that type of behavior. Well, my dad did it this way, I did it this way, and they're really not looking at the bigger picture. So what I try to do, no pun intended, is really get them to see the whole screen, the whole movie of what I'm trying to convey to them.
Right.
And if I'm successful at that, and I usually am, I really can do so much good for that company, because I'm really able to, you know, hone in on exactly what they're trying to do,
right.
and I can really make that happen, and usually within a short amount of time, period of time, so it's good. If there's another business that doesn't need quite the intensity of a personal injury attorney, and you know, maybe they're you know, a hair salon, right. Car dealerships, we definitely have a very, you know, intense campaign. Right. The good news is, again, those act like lead generators for many months to come, so they love that aspect of it. But for example, you know, like a hair salon, or maybe a CPA, where maybe they're in an area that it's not as competitive, they can get away with maybe 2 videos per month, but it really depends on what they're trying to accomplish. Right. The beauty of what we do, though, we offer exclusivity. So if you hire us, we're not going to then turn around and market to your direct competition, which gives, you know, a lot of heft to that campaign, and it doesn't negate what, you know, what we're doing for them. And it kind of protects their investment, which is the aspect of it that I love.
I have so many questions right now. One of them, just thinking as my viewers would think, is great. We're talking about video. What the heck are we talking about? How long are these videos? And what, I think you said to me off camera, nobody even watches our videos.
They don't.
So explain that. Why video? How long? What purpose does the video serve? What good does it do if nobody watches it?
Sure. Well, the content and the length of the video is really based off the content. It really is going to depend on how much we need to get into that. I would say on average they run about 60 seconds, maybe a minute and a half. When I say that nobody watches them, I don't mean to imply that nobody watches them. People do watch them.
It was fun for me to say that.
Exactly. But you know, the reality of it is, the way they come up in the search engines, they come up like little video business cards, and those have an 80% click-through rate, as opposed to just a straight listing on the major search engines. So it's very, very powerful. We really talk about the video as a vehicle to drive traffic over to your website and to your business. If they're watching our videos, we really have not done our job. We lace them with all the calls to action, you know, because ultimately you're hiring me to get them to go to your website. If I hijack, you know, that traffic, so to speak, over to my website, I really have not done my job. So the video is merely a vehicle on the superhighway to actually drive them over. So all the videos we create, it creates this massive internet video billboard on the superhighway. So if you can think about going down a major freeway and you see all these billboards up, how nice would it be that all of them are about your business? And that's essentially the end result of what we do. So if they were to, you know, if you were to be driving down the highway and you see a billboard and you pull over just to see this aesthetically pleasing billboard, that's great because you're getting them to actually look at it. But what we try to do with the video is to get them to take the necessary action, which is to either email your business, pick up the phone and call your business, or go directly to your website. So we like the fact that, you know, we create that traffic. And, you know, looking at the bounce rate off those videos, you know, we want it to be a very, very short bounce rate, meaning they watch a little bit of it, they find the contact information, they click directly through to the website. That's the intended goal.
Okay, so I'm on this internet highway. And I'm the bankruptcy attorney from Denver, and I'm driving a Ferrari. Okay, what about I'm the dog food salesperson from Palmer, Massachusetts, and I want to drive a Hyundai.
Okay.
There's a do-it-yourself video that you do? And
Yes,
Tell me about the other end of it.
Sure.
For the people that can't possibly think about spending $1,400 a month on a 60-second video that they don't even get what it's going to do for them.
Well, never wanting to leave a stone unturned.
Yes.
I really wanted to make sure that we had a price point to serve everybody, because I really am very passionate about, and everyone's passionate about their business, but I'm more passionate about the fact that I want to be a platform for small to mid-sized businesses, because currently I don't feel that they have one. And not to certainly down other marketing companies, but I feel like it's all about the, you know, most of the video companies we come across, they watermark them, and you know, we just don't do any of that. We will never do that. I'm very committed and dedicated to that. But we felt that there needed to be a price point, and really what the cutoff point is that if anybody has a price point that is about $100 or less, it's really not applicable for them to spend the $1,400 a month. It's really more applicable for them to spend $600 for an entire year.
Right.
And so on videobusinessguide.com, they can go and they can create a free listing about their business. So we invite everyone to go there and place their business there. And we do a lot of marketing for this website, so it does get a lot of traffic. Secondly, if they want to put their video there, there's a charge for $97 for an entire year, and they can place their video there. We'll upload the video for them.
Okay,
but
so you still create the video, or they create
that would be a video that they have. A lot of people do have videos about their business. This would be something that they created, but it's not marketed. We would not market the video.
Right.
For $597 for an entire year, we give them a listing on the videobusinessguide.com. We create the video and we market the video. So anytime.
For $50 a month.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Well, we want, again, we want to be a platform for those businesses that cannot afford that. I want to make sure that I am able to help everybody have their online presence that they deserve. And you know, for most of those businesses that have a price point that is under $100, that really is the correct forum for them. They don't need that massive presence, but the good news is we spend a lot of our resources marketing videobusinessguide.com, which hence then gives them the traffic that they need.
Now, let's suppose that they can afford more, but they want to start out small like that. Is this really a way for them to get their feet wet and actually kind of test the waters and see if this is going to work for them, or is it a completely separate kind of an idea?
Well, again, getting back to the price point, a personal injury attorney, if he wanted to do this $597 for the entire year, it's not going to have the same heft that it's going to have if that we were to do the all-out, you know, marketing. Yeah, it really has to be done in accordance to the competitiveness and the price point of their industry. If they were looking to kind of, you know, cheapen it down by doing the watered-down version of the Video Business Guide, which is really more applicable to mom and pop businesses. That's really what it's geared towards. We do have attorneys that list there, and we do put their listings there. However, I don't want to mislead anybody to think that it's going to have the same impact.
Right. I was thinking it might be an additional thing. They're doing the $1,400 a month thing here.
They get that free though.
Oh, they get that free anyway?
They get that free, yeah.
Oh, so that's good.
Yeah, we automatically upload the listing to the to that and a playlist to the YouTube channel that we create for them. Because a lot of people will throw a video on YouTube and that's great, but you've got everybody in there from your, personal injury video to grandma doing the chicken dance at a wedding.
Exactly.
And what we really do is refine that down to make sure that your video is going to be viewed by the appropriate people and not lumped in with that.
It's handy because if you hire grandma from the chicken dance to
market your business.
No, to defend you in court.
Oh,
you could be in
even
trouble.
worse. Yeah, exactly.
You could be in trouble. Okay, so dumb this down for me a little bit. You're making a 60-second video, and what actually happens behind that video, without giving away any trade secrets, of course.
Never give away the secret sauce.
Exactly. Why is that video so important, and what do the search engines like about it, and why do I care? I mean, I know when I'm looking through the internet and I see all those text listings, the one I want to click on is the one with the video because it stands out and it has a bigger presence.
Right.
But what happens? Why is the video a catalyst? How do you use that video to channel that traffic to my website?
Well, several points. I mean, aside from the script writing, the voiceovers, musicality, and all that other stuff that gets integrated into the production of the video, that's all important. There's another like 15-step process that we integrate into the video that makes it more attractive to Google, Yahoo, and Bing.
Okay.
So there's a lot that goes into it. In fact, one of the things that I'm probably the most proud of is the fact that we never cut corners. Again, as I said off camera, we're very old school. We really believe that we want not only a really good service, but we want to deliver a product to you that you can actually see. Many SEO, because essentially what we are is video SEO.
Search engine optimization.
Search engine optimization, for those that don't know. But we accomplish the same thing, but so much more by doing it with video.
Yep.
Again, not to be redundant, but those thumbnails within the search engines have an 80% better click-through rate.
Right.
Mobile searches are up 400% since 2010. So there's a multi-step process that we integrate into exactly what we do. Again, we can also do that on a much smaller scale on videobusinessguide.com, but Video Broadcast Services is really for businesses that need that competitive edge online.
Okay. I might offer you a challenge.
Okay.
Well, we'll talk
I love
about
a challenge.
But I might offer you a challenge because we do a lot of marketing for Power Down Debt, and certainly we're about as busy as we can be. But
yeah.
I love the idea of these little videos, and we've talked about that. And I mean, here we are in a TV studio. We have the opportunity to do some little video stuff if we want to. So I'd love to. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll talk about that. And if that happens, if you'd be willing to come back for another show,
absolutely,
and talk more about this. And I'm sure there is even more detail that we didn't get into. But I really appreciate you coming in, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
We'll listen for you on the radio. Tell us how to find you on the internet and how to find your website.
Sure. It's videobroadcastservices.com. I can be emailed at info@videobroadcastservices.com. You can also visit businesspreparingforbusiness.com. That's my radio program. And you can also visit videobusinessguide.com and grab your free listing there for your business.
And we could probably just type into Google Marcia Hawkins, and I bet your stuff comes up.
Well, I might come up for that or walk a mile for a soldier, one or the other.
Oh, fabulous. What a nice note to end on.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Sure. Thank you. Until our next chat, keep it in the positive.
There's a better life if I could be debt-free, but all my money is a mystery. I was feeling overwhelmed and it was wearing thin when I knocked on the door and heard the doctor's in. Oh, the doctor's in, the doctor's in. She got the right prescription to help you win. Oh, the doctor's in, the money doctor's in.